So you were made in the likeness of the divine. God created you from its own divine spark. So everything about you, it is divine, sacredness. So that is a true identity. When we were incarnated into this physical form, being a spiritual being, having a human experience. So we're experiencing ourselves as separate of God. So we believe we're separate. We believe that we are not worthy of expressing our own divineness. So we start searching. Our parents have their traumas, so we're born with our parents and their traumas. And then we have our ancestors' energetic, their own energetic as well. So we are experiencing not just our ancestors' energetic traumas, but we're experiencing our parents, and then we're experiencing our own abandonment issues, our own traumas that we don't feel loved, that we don't feel supported because of everything that we have experienced. From our ex-boyfriend leaving us, from our father not being there for us, our mother not supporting us, or whatever it is that you have experienced. And it could be hard. I know, I understand, because I've been there. I know that feeling the lack of separation, of feeling not one with source and not remembering my true identity has led me into path of darkness, what we call darkness. But really, I see that path of me falling is more of a path of me remembering, of finding myself. Because when we find ourselves trying to figure out and find who we are and what we are, then we are led to spirit. I talked about, you guys, in one of the posts that I posted, I specifically said that I had this dream where spirit led me from the lowest level of consciousness. It brought me all the way up. In the lowest level of consciousness, I was in so much fear. And this fear that I felt, it was the fear where when I feel like I have anxiety, where I feel like I'm not worthy of, where I feel that I am confused, that what am I doing with my life? I have no purpose. And when I find myself in the space of feeling I have no purpose, what is my life? What am I doing? Most of us feel this way, don't we? We feel like, I'm bored. What is life meant to be? What am I doing with my life? Or we numb ourselves. We numb ourselves by doing things outside in the world to numb how we truly feel. We live a toxic life. We gossip, we drink a lot, we smoke, we do a lot of outer things to fulfill this emptiness that we're feeling inside our hearts. But we're feeling this emptiness because we're not willing to remember who we are. And so spirit led me from that dark space. It was so dark. This is where I felt angry, frustrated. I felt like everything was not flowing right, that I was bored. What am I doing? What's my life happening? You know, I'm just feeling all this abandonment. I'm feeling everything that I felt as a child, or things I didn't remember feeling as a child. I'm starting to feel them now. I felt them in that one low vibration that spirit showed me. It was so scary. I was so much in fear. And in that place, I had so much anxiety, and I said to spirit, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. And when I said I am worthy, spirit led me from that dark space into more upper levels of consciousness. And I saw different colors, I saw rainbows, I saw pink, baby blue, all these different beautiful colors. And I felt elevated. I felt like I was uplifted, as though I am worthy. But those levels of a higher consciousness was not even amount to the greatness that I felt once I reached the light. And once I reached the light, every single part of my being was illuminated by this presence of spirit, of love, and my heart just felt overwhelming. And I felt every single part of me, just surrendering to love and surrendering to God and surrendering to my highest self. And when I got there, Spirit said to me, remember who you are, remember who you are, remember who you are. And I woke up and I said, Spirit, what do you mean to remember who I am? I am your likeness. Is there anything else that I need to remember? And then I remembered that I don't feel worthy of being the likeness of the divine. So I'm here to ask you, do you feel worthy of? Have you been searching and searching to find your own self, to come back home to you? I get it, there's a lot happening in the world. For I too feel the heaviness that's happening in the world. But when we start having a spiritual practice, meaning that we live for God, we wake up and we are grateful and we say, oh, Divine Spirit, use me as the clear vessel of light. Use me, clear me, allow me to be in the highest path, to express myself in the highest way. When we come from that space and we surrender continuously to Spirit, this is an inner work that we have to do, that we have to let go of the past. We have to let go of believing that we aren't good enough, that we have to let go of the traumas that we experienced as children, the resentment that we have towards our parents, the resentment that we have towards other people, that we are continuously conscious. So when you find yourself being resentful towards someone, that you come back to your heart space and you surrender each time again and again to Spirit. In the book Becoming Like God by Michael Berg, I love Kabbalah, and this book really touched my heart. It says, reach high and keep reaching and reaching and reaching. Keep reaching for God. Keep reaching for that presence so you don't have to reincarnate and keep reincarnating, keep living the mediocre life that you're living. You don't have to live like that. And I know from experience how bad it could be to actually get very low and feel very depressed and very sad and not remember who we are and have the tools to uplift oneself, but still falling down and having to uplift oneself. It takes the same amount of time to uplift yourself and to stay in that hole that you have put yourself in. If you don't have the resources, just know that you can come back to you, that you can come back to the breath. Grab a book. Grab something that's gonna allow you to remind yourself, like this thing called You by Ernest Holmes. It's my favorite book, and it's actually the first book that we read in the Spiritual Healer course. Because what are we doing? We are reminding ourselves that God is the only presence that exists within us, and everything else, every illusion and every drama that we have created, everything that we have created from a space of limitation, from a space of lack, it is not who we are. And who we are is the divine expression of God that expressing itself through us as love, as healing. And all we have to do is remember who you are. Spirit said, remember who you are. So as you come back to you, as you remember who you are as the divine living expression of God, be kind to yourself as you let go of the traumas. Be kind to yourself as you let go of anything that's not allowing you to express yourself fully in the embodiment of Spirit. The Spiritual Healer course is still open. I have extended another few days for registration. So if you want to join us, it's all about healing our inner child, healing our traumas, doing yoga, meditation, affirmative prayer, everything that we need to do to align ourselves with our highest path. Because you are a healer. That is the core of who you are, and you're healing yourself so you can awaken and have the tools that you need to be in the highest path. I am Reverend Namshakti, and I love you.